And I'm so excited. And she is actually doing a double feature on faithfulness and goodness. So everyone give her a hand. Thank you. Hey guys, how are we doing today? Yeah? Okay, well, we've heard about love and joy and peace, kindness, goodness, and now today I'm going to be talking to you guys about faithfulness. So when I went to look up the definition of faithfulness, there are a lot of different definitions. They all coincide, but I found the quality of being faithful, steadfast in affection or allegiance, and a firm adherence to promises or in observance of duty. And so I was like, okay, what are some similar words? So under the umbrella of faithfulness, we have constant, dedicated, devoted, loyal, steadfast, and resolute. And so now I think we're getting a good idea of what faithfulness is. So faithfulness, it touches every single area of our lives. And one example of this, I think the most relatable example for a lot of us is in our friendships. And so outworking practically, what does that look like? What does it look like to practice faithfulness in our friendships? So I have here keeping our word, being people who, if we say we're going to do something, we do it. It means staying loyal to our friends and protecting their name when they're not in the room. We shut down gossip. We don't contribute to rumors. Yeah, that's an example of being a faithful friend. So faithfulness in our relationships can also look like gentleness. And so this is how these two tie in really well. Because Paul in Ephesians 4:1-2 says, "As a prisoner for the Lord then, I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love." Being a faithful and gentle friend is being gentle with our friends in our hearts. When we're faithful to the people in our lives and living up to the calling God has given us, we are gentle with those around us, bearing with them in love. At the end of the day, faithfulness in our relationships looks like keeping our commitments regardless of how we feel. It looks like being people who honor the hearts of others and the names of others when they're not in the room. And faithfulness also is a really big part of the most important relationship in our life, and that's with God. And so faithfulness in our relationship with God, it means dedication. It means intentionally setting aside time to spend time with Him. It means reading our Bibles, whether we want to or not. It means choosing to worship, whether we feel like it or not. It means choosing to obey His voice even when it's hard. Faithfulness with God at the end of the day is an intentional choice. So I think too, oftentimes when we talk about loyalty, we talk about our intentional decision to pursue the Lord and to pursue faithfulness. I think that can come with a lot of sense of obligation or duty. But the question is, how do we walk in faithfulness? And this is the part I really wanted to hone in on, because personally for me, I'm someone, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, who tends to strive, who tends to feel like they have to work and earn, but it's actually so counter what we think it is. And so the Bible actually gives us the answer of how to walk in faithfulness, and it's actually really simple. Our Galatians 5:22 passages, it talks about the fruit of the Spirit. And if you caught that, it doesn't say the fruit of our good works and deeds. It doesn't say the fruit of our striving and our attempting to do right and be right. It says the fruit of the Spirit. And if we actually backtrack a little bit to the beginning of the passage, verse 16 says, "But I say walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." So it's not us trying and us being and us striving. It's us actually walking by the Spirit. And how do we do that? How do we walk by the Spirit? We remain in Him.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, really, we just have to remain in God. When it comes to all these fruits, be it love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, it really all comes down to remaining in God. When we remain in God, we begin to walk by the Spirit. When we walk by the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit is outworked in our lives. So at the end of the day, I do want to say that faithfulness is not rooted in obligation. It's not rooted in duty. It's rooted in love and rooted in relationship. When we hit that point of we have to do this. Why? We don't have to. It's a choice. But why do we make that choice? Do we make it because we're afraid? No, we don't make it because we're afraid. Do we make it because we feel like the weight of something depends on us? No. We make that choice out of love. Every decision we make is out of love. So at the end of the day, faithfulness springs from love. It springs from walking by the Spirit and, remaining in Him and spending time with Him. So I encourage you guys in walking out in your daily lives and walking out your relationships and thinking about your relationship with God, I encourage you guys to just think about your why. Think about your why no matter what you're doing. Think about your why. Why am I doing this? And guys, at the end of the day, the answer is love. We do it because we love, and we love because He first loved us. Amen. So that's all I got for y'all. Thank you.
Great, that was amazing. Thank you. Hey, great job having to tie in faithfulness and gentleness both. So proud of you. No, you did great. Here, I can take that for a minute. Okay, that's awesome.